Welcome back to Angel with Scaly Wings. Let's get back into it, shall we? I woke with my eyes fixed on the ceiling wallpaper. A sense of dread lingered from a nightmare I no longer remembered. How many more times would I see this apartment before I returned to my own world? Or before something happened to me? I get ready for the day and try to shake off those thoughts. Ding dong. Hey Kaiser. And right on the minute. You show up at this time every day, like clockwork. Clocks are reliable, and reliable is good in this line of work. I think you can guess why I'm here. Is it Reza again? What happened this time? The chief will explain everything once we get there. Let's not keep him waiting, shall we? Did I see this before? Suppose I have, but I don't recognize it. We arrive at a place that would look like an ordinary house, had it not been for its extraordinary size. It reminded me more of a hostel than a family home. Chief! There you are. Wait, weren't you supposed to be with Emra? Luckily, she doesn't work every day of the week. I see. Anyway, we're nearly done here, so I'll keep it short. Reza broke into a hatchery. Ah, that's what this is, okay. There is another murder victim, an employee of the hatchery who was on night duty. Her body was found quite away from here. There's evidence of a struggle, but she covered a lot of distance before it was ultimately over. Loud bangs were heard from the area her body was found, and she has numerous wounds consistent with both of the wounds of the previous victims and that of the weapon he has. By this point, news of another corpse didn't have the same impact anymore. She was just another one of Reza's faceless victims. A hatchery? Is that what this building is? Well, not only. It's a council-owned building. God damn it. Well, not only. It's a council-owned building, and they like keeping everything related in their sector under the same roof. So basically, the hatchery, there's also an orphanage and a family clinic inside. There are also offices related to the administration of those services. That reminds me of the production facility. It should. They have a similar management structure. Can we get back to the case? Sorry for the interruption, Chief. Wait a minute. If an orphanage is in there too... There are no other casualties, but the Reza got something else when he broke in. A generator, as well as a few eggs. Luckily the power was restored before anything happened to all the other eggs left inside. But needless to say, the parents of the stolen eggs are not going to be happy. Why would he steal eggs in the first place? Maybe you could tell us. That's why you're here, after all. I don't know. I have no idea what he'd even do with them. Maybe he wants to use them as a bargaining chip. After all, he still has to make his escape, and the portal is still broken. Do you think he wants to exchange them for a safe passage through the portal? Maybe. It's still broken, though, so I'm not sure if that would help much. Maybe he has the part needed to repair it, and now he has everything he needs to escape. He could trade the eggs for safe passage, fix the portal, and leave. That's not the only possibility. He may not be the one who broke the portal. Maybe he thinks you've intentionally sabotaged it so he can't leave, and he feels he needs the eggs as a bargaining chip to get you to repair it. If he just wanted to leave, I feel like he could have done that already. It doesn't even matter who sabotaged the portal. We only know that Reza's actions are becoming more and more desperate. He cannot defend his eggs and use them as a human weapon. Something's clearly going on with him. Maybe it means that he'll slip up soon. Who knows? Maybe he already has. In any case, we're done here. Let's head back to the department and decide what to do next. Hopefully some of the test results will tell us something. After a brief walk, we were in Bryce's office again. Initial test results had already come in, but didn't reveal any insightful or new information. So what do we do now? Go over the timeline again? Not yet. There are a few things I'd like to take care of first. What do you have in mind? Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. Come in. Maverick, what are you doing here? Chief, can I talk to you? Alone? We're quite busy here, Maverick. What is this about? Reza. Well, you're looking into Reza's task force, so if you have anything to say, you could say it in front of all of us. I see. I think I know where Reza is. You know where Reza is at this very moment. I have good reason to believe that I have located his hideout. He could still be there, or he might have already moved on. Damn, Maverick, tell me everything. I've been tracking him for a while now. When he was at the portal a few days ago, I nearly got him and managed to follow him for a while before I lost him. Based on that, where he's been and where his victims have been found, I could triangulate his whereabouts. He has to live somewhere, right? He needs a base to hide the generators and everything he has stolen. Bryce cleared the clutter on the table and smoothed out a map of the town on its surface. It already has a few locations related to the case marked on it. Show it to me. Prior victims were found here and here. Today's was here. She was following him likely because she wanted to save the eggs he stole. This is the path he took from the portal when I followed him a few days ago. So we established this is his area of operation. Extrapolate it and we can narrow it down to this. Now where could he be hiding in this area? He's certainly not within the village's borders. So unless he decided to live in the wilderness or in a hole in the ground, the only option is here. The abandoned farm. When did you figure all this out? Just a few minutes ago. When I did, I immediately came here. Damn it, Maverick. This might be it. Should we send an observation team? As if we had one to spare. Heck, we're going there right now. What about you, Maverick? I'm still on sick leave, remember? Besides, if I saw Reza right now, I'd probably do something I shouldn't. How about you, Kaiser? Isn't this going to be dangerous? Reza probably won't harm you, as you're the only one he could possibly consider an ally. Good point. If anything, with you there, we might be able to convince him to give up, or we could act like we intend to trade you for the eggs if he tries to use them as a bargaining chip. You're not really going to use me as a ransom, right? We'll see about that. I suppose if it's necessary, I'll have to play along. I've got your back. If there's one thing we could do to make this whole situation even worse, it would be messing up with you. We have the element of surprise if we walk in on his base right now, but we risk Reza lashing out with his weapon. If we want to resolve this peacefully, observation is probably the way to go. I guess we won't need Kaiser there for that, though. True enough. Alright, Kaiser. You stay here and wait for further instructions. We may need you at the moment's notice. Don't do anything without telling us to. Understand? Okay. Alright then. Let's go, Sebastian. After you, Chief. And Maverick, good job. Thanks, Chief. Shortly after they vanished, Maverick also turned to leave. Interesting. I don't think I got this option last time. I wonder if because I've buddied up with the police, if I'm able to, like, be a bit more cordial with Maverick. How about you wait with me, Maverick? He stopped and waited for a few seconds. What do you want from me? Do you have something against humans in general, or is it just Reza and me? Do you think that you are superior to us because of your wings and teeth and claws, your fire? Or is it just jealousy or projected hates? I know the first day I met you, you were all hung up on people paying attention to us because we're human. I can assure you, there's nothing about us to be jealous about. Our world is a wasteland. He closed the door before he turned back around to face me. You're really playing that innocent role, aren't you? Now you're offering yourself as a bargaining chip for Reza. At this rate, even I might start to believe you if I didn't have reason not to. If I were with Reza, it would have been much easier for me to pull a gun on you too. The day you were shot, but I didn't even bring one when I came through the portal. Plausible deniability, or as we like to say, good cop, bad cop. If Reza's plan fails, you and the rest of humanity can disavow Reza's actions as his own, and still go through with the trade as agreed, and Reza would be dealt with, however. Yet, if Reza's plan succeeds, you will have given us nothing, and still have gained what you wanted. If Reza got away, you'd still have me, though. If your world is a wasteland, don't you think losing you is a price they would gladly pay? Maverick's words made me think. Did I really have the complete picture before I stepped through the portal? I guess that would explain why I got the job in the first place. Besides, Reza only stole the things humanity wants, so he's clearly not just doing this for himself. His actions only started after that confrontation with you, though. Maybe none of this was planned. Don't be stupid. Do you think I have forgotten about the secret message he sent you? I still don't know what he would have told me that day if you hadn't interrupted us. He wanted to discuss his plans with you. Only after I found out about the secret message he sent to you did I realize that all the messages sent back and forth between the portals could have been similar, even before your arrival. When the police searched Reza's apartment, of course, none of those older letters could be found. Those didn't have any secret messages. Is that so? None that I knew of, at least. When he sent me that secret message, I initially had no idea how to read it. But you knew it was a secret message. Yes. But that is not true for messages he sent before you came through the portal. I don't think so. Maybe those messages weren't intended for you then. We're not that different, you know. What are you talking about? I reached into my pockets. I still have that. I don't know how long it's been. I pulled out the wrinkled piece of paper and showed it to him. According to these test results, humans and dragons show remarkable similarities for different species from different evolutionary lines and completely different worlds. Why do you think I care about that? It wouldn't make a damn difference to me if other dragons came through the portal instead of humans. I was the only one who followed Reza and knew something was off, but all my concerns were swept away in the wind. I was never about you being humans. It's about my people not hearing my pleas and the leniency they were willing to show you, all in the name of fostering this diplomatic relationship. But you two came in here and strutted around like you owned the place, as you tore my home apart. The blood of those who died is on the hands of everyone who allowed this to happen. If they had listened to me in the first place, maybe I'd have caught Reza that day. I was wounded, and things will look very different now. I agree. And why do you blame me for suspecting you? All this time, I've just been helping the police. So have I. Maybe they'll finally catch Reza, and we'll see how this turns out. Wait a minute. You had Anna perform these tests for you. It was more the other way around. She was the one who wanted to study my blood. Certainly, I'm not surprised that you had these tests done. She could be ruthless when she wants something. What did she get to do with your blood? She asked nicely for it. She asked nicely. Nothing else in this world right now could be worth more than samples of your blood, and you just gave them to her. You know what? Maybe I was wrong. Even if humanity and Reza have cooked up a crazy plan, and even if they are willing to sacrifice either of you for their own gain, maybe you really have nothing to do with it. Maybe you are just clueless. It doesn't really matter much, though. After all, you have nothing to gain from me if I change my opinion of you. To me, proof is the only thing that really matters, so my feelings on the issue are not important. If you work with the police long enough, you just learn to take things as they are. Maybe with you, I'll have to admit I was wrong. But I won't ever stop looking for those who are responsible for this. And if I find them, I will show no mercy. Then I had to wait. Bryce and Sebastian were observing the farm now, and if anything new happened, I would be the first to know. I spent some time looking around Bryce's office, studying all the material I gathered about the case, though there wasn't any information I didn't already know. After a few hours, the telephone at his office rang, and not sure whether the call was intended for me or Bryce, I picked up. Kaiser. Yes? I think you need to come here. I'll give you the directions. No problem. There you are. So what happened? A whole lot of nothing. There's no movement to or from the building at the time we've been watching. He usually operates during the night, so maybe he's just asleep. In that case, it would be best for us to go in before he has a chance to make his escape. Or maybe he's not even in there anymore. He could have seen us and slip away unnoticed, with plenty of time to destroy the evidence while we've been waiting here. Right, either he's still inside, or he's already gone and not coming back. Let's go in. What should I do? You're coming with me. Sebastian, you walk around and watch the back of the building, just in case he tries to escape. I'm on it, Chief. So we have two options here. The first is that you stay here, and I go inside. This way, if Reza tries to flee and sees you, it might throw him off. You might be able to stop him, or if we get into a standoff, I could tell him you're here as well. And the second, you go in first, and I follow you. This way, if we find him, maybe we can resolve things peacefully. You might be able to talk to him, and if it doesn't work out, you've got me and Sebastian nearby to stop him. I don't think he's planning to harm you on sight, and if we can hear things starting to go wrong, we might still be able to surprise him. So either way, we take him by surprise. I just have the option of talking to him first. I think you could pull it off. Maybe if you're there, he won't act as irrationally as he would if it's been suddenly standing in front of him. I'm not going to force you to do it if you don't want to do it, though. I will do it. Alright, let's go. We slowly made our way to the front door. I took a deep breath and tried to prepare myself for the possibility of facing Reza. The 10 scenarios and things I could say to him rushed through my head as I pressed down on the door handle. The door inched open with a creak, but I noticed a slight resistance at a strange sound that suddenly made me hesitate. When I looked down to the source of the noise, I saw a taut wire through the gap of the door, hovering over the floor of the entryway. That was a pretty close call, you know. Too bad Reza wasn't here after all. Maybe he ran when we saw us approach. Strange for him to leave everything behind, though. Everything he's stolen, all the generators are still here. Do you think the trap was for us in particular? Probably not. It was more likely of a general safety precaution. If he had any time to prepare for this, he would have taken the stuff with him. True enough. I have no idea you can make a bomb out of a generator. Then you just haven't been with us long enough. If you know how, it's not even that complicated. And Reza somehow figured it out. Apparently so. Does he have any skills pertaining to engineering or electricity? Well, he's worked on cars before and fixed a lot of things back home. I guess that would qualify. He also could have done his own research. Either way, this makes him even more dangerous. At least now we have a whole building's worth of clues. Kaiser, can you get to your apartment from here? We'll be busy with this scene for a while. No problem. I'll leave you to your work then. Good job, Kaiser. Thanks. Well, things are already extremely different than they were last time. I'm surprised you called me back so quickly. How's the investigation going? Oh, the investigation is going swimmingly, but as you can expect, we need all the help we can get. As usual. With how this case been going, we've realized we must deploy external help. No? Yeah, we've requested assistance from one of the cities. We hope they'll send some good investigators our way soon. I see. We were so close today. He could have been in there, you know. Maybe we just came a few minutes too late. If he knows how to make bombs or generators, who's to say he won't start using them elsewhere? At least he doesn't have any right now, does he? You said all the generators that were stolen are now accounted for. True. Still, this whole case is growing to be too much for a small-town police department. I hope you get all the help you need. Me too. But right now, you can help us again. What do you have for me? When we searched the building, we found more than the things Reza stole. We also found this bloody bandage. Do you think that's his? That's what we need to find out. But given all that we know, it probably is. So he's wounded. We know he was injured during the fight with his first victim, but whether this is from the same wound or something else, I'm not sure. In any case, you can bring this to the lab for us to find out more. Sure. Next, we have witnesses who reported loud bangs during the night. We'd like to send someone to make a follow-up visit. You'll need to confirm the witness's statement, then see if he has anything new to share. Also, now that we've reclaimed your PDAs, we're going to send them to one of the archives for analysis. Since they have experience with human artifacts, they're better suited to do it than any of our departments. No problem. And lastly, we have the eggs. It's a relief that we found them unharmed in the building. They're safe and ready to be sent back to the hatchery. Should we take care of those first? It's not as urgent as you might think. Our eggs are pretty resilient. Being in the care of the hatchery is more an insurance than a requirement. Some people choose to keep them in their own home until they hatch, rather than having the hatchery take care of it. The hatchery has been notified, but they won't be able to send someone for a few hours. I've heard that they're really understaffed. If you bring the eggs and the paperwork to them, you'd speed up the process, but it's not an urgent matter. I see. In any case, I'll just leave everything here until I get to it, so feel free to do these tasks as you wish. I know it's laughable that we don't even have a free hand for simple errands. Don't worry about it. By the way, are you planning to attend the summer festival? Should I? It's hard to think about something fun when I'm wrapped up in all this investigation. For sure. It's important to take a short rest so you don't lose your head. There's so much to see at the festival, particularly the big fireworks. Dragons enjoy fireworks too. I don't think something like that would feel so commonplace since many of you breathe fire. It's not quite the same. We still appreciate the wonderful, colorful bursts in the sky. On the last day, there's always a big fireworks show. Everyone usually attends it. Everyone? Yes, it has a great tradition behind it. What peeves me the most is that I'll be on guard duty when it happens this year, so I probably won't be able to see a thing. If it's that important to you, why don't you just watch it regardless? Are you suggesting I abandon my post during the fireworks? You don't have to abandon your post, but if you pick a good spot and watch them for like half an hour or so, no one's going to care. I'm not so sure about that. The guard post is pretty important. I know we're talking about the portal, but you don't need to take this so seriously all the time. Just think about it. The portal is broken right now anyway, and everybody will be busy watching the fireworks. Nothing's going to happen. I suppose you have a point. Just pick a good spot, and no one is going to even notice you're gone. Well, if you say so. Anyway, I should get back to the investigation now. I'll leave the stuff for you here, and I'll take care of the rest once I get back, alright? Sure thing. Good luck, Kaiser. You too. I really hope Sebastian's getting in trouble for me telling him that. Because I have a bad feeling I probably will. So what did I do last time I was here? I think I took the bandage to the facility. Who are the witnesses, though? I don't remember. Actually, I don't know if I did the witnesses, actually. I think I did bandage and PDAs. So yeah, let's take the eggs to the hatchery first. Yeah. Because that one I definitely wasn't able to do. I was on my way to the hatchery when I heard a voice call out to me. Hello there. I turned around to see an unfamiliar face before me. He's fluffy. He's so goddamn fluffy. My god, compared to all the other dragons, this just looks like a fucking OC. I'm Kevin. Kaiser, nice to meet you. Could I perhaps interest you in our Midwest institution? Is this some kind of religious thing? Not at all, it's a college. Sorry, but I already got my degrees. Yeah, I know, it was just a joke. Oh, so me going to the college is a joke now? I'm not good enough, is that it? Not at all. Even if you want to study there, I don't think you'll be with us long enough to make use of it. I think that came out wrong. You're lucky. I won't take this the wrong way. Phew. So, you're a recruiter for this college? No, this is just my summer job. Once the semester starts again, I'll actually be attending my degree in psychology. College. Wonderful times. Is that sarcasm? Maybe. I didn't even know you had colleges here, though. Well, we do now. Why'd you even approach me if you know I'm not going to the college here? Don't tell me it's just because I'm human. I was actually trying to talk to that old lady who walked by. Once you turned around, there was no going back. Oh, well, thanks for making things awkward. Hey, I treat everybody nicely until I have a reason not to. That's good customer service. Sure, but it's not just for the job, you know? That's for just me. Invite him? Let's invite him, see what that does. Why don't you go over to my place later? I'd love to hear more of what your college is all about in this world. You found the right person for the job. I can't promise anything right now, but maybe I'll see you another time. For sure. I always love to finish things up here, but after that I'm free. Alright, I'll let you know. I'm here all day and tomorrow, so it shouldn't be hard to find me. Alright, I have to get going now, but I'll be sure to let you know if anything's up. Sure, see ya. Back to the hatchery. Here we are again. Hey, guys, right? What are you doing here? Oh, I just came to drop these off. Drop what off? The stolen eggs. I figured the hatchery would want them back. Oh, I was actually going to get those from the police department later. I'm so glad they got back safely. Emily, stop chewing my leg. It's tasty. Oh well. Anyway, how's about I go inside? So I'll take this off your hands. Thanks for bringing them here. No problem. You return the age of the hatchery. Egg extraordinary. What the fuck? I even got an achievement as well. What a nice. Alright, let's go visit the witnesses then. I don't recognize this, so yeah, this is definitely new. Can I help you? You must be Ipsum, is that right? Yes. I work with the police and hope you can answer a few questions. Oh, do you have any news about my roommates? This is about the noise you heard last night. What is going on with your roommates? He went missing a few days ago. I already talked to someone from the police about this, but I haven't heard anything from them since. I'm sorry, this is the first I've heard of it. I don't know what happened to him. He didn't go on vacation, nor did he suddenly decide to visit the next town. I'd know if he did. He would have told me. Honestly, I find it odd that when someone goes missing, I don't hear back for several days. When I hear loud banging noises during the night, the police send someone over immediately. I'm sorry, but I don't think I want to talk about this right now. Alright then. Thanks for all your help. I'll take care of the remaining tasks so you can take the rest of the day off. I'm sure you have things to do other than helping the police department. It's no problem, really. My trip to your world wasn't supposed to be a vacation. Alright then, I'll see you next time. See ya. Back in the home. After this fateful day, I was glad to finally have some sort of respite. I wandered into the kitchen as I considered tonight's dinner. Should I cook something or order out? When I returned to the living room, I suddenly found my strength leaving me as I collapsed to the floor. Oh no, not this asshole. No! I don't want to talk to this asshole. Next thing I saw was a blurry stone ceiling. As my eyesight slowly returned, I managed to sit up. I was in a cave before me, stood a familiar, mysterious face. We're just skipping through this because, yep, I want to skip ahead. No, I don't want to listen to that guy ramble on for 20 fucking minutes again. Ah. Oh my god. Seems like there's nothing for me to do this morning. I guess they don't need me at the police department. Not that I mind. Seems I got some messages. Let's see. Hey Kaiser, wanna meet up and go somewhere? Just the two of us. I just want to get out of my crummy temporary apartment. I'm sure we could think of something fun. Is he thinking what I'm thinking? We're going with Bryce. Ding dong. Oh, that must be him. Hey Kaiser. Hey Bryce. I know you said you wanted to get out that small apartment of yours, but I'm not sure if mine is much different. Well, I figured yours couldn't be any worse than mine, and now that I'm seeing it from the inside, I have to say the council didn't do a bad job with it at all. I assume it's appropriate for someone with my status. Whereas the chief of police has to make do with whatever he can get. He said it was only temporary. It is, but I'm really getting sick of it, to be honest. I can imagine. Anyway, what's the plan? Plan? We gotta do something, right? If you want some entertainment, I could offer you a bookshelf full of it. Here, Sheridan, the Scepter of Sovereignty should be enough to last you a while. Oh, thanks. I have enough fiber in my diet already. I suppose you're not a fan of reading, then? Why would I visit you just to read some crummy book? And besides, I do read from time to time. What do you read? Signs, menus, magazines. Bryce is my kind of dragon. I don't read books either. I don't think that counts. Let me take a look around your apartment then. Feel free though. I'm not sure if there's anything special about it. I watched with amusement as Bryce headed for the kitchen. So that's what you're really looking for. Guess what? I found something. He showed me one of the cheap bottles of wine that had been in the cupboard since I arrived. Why don't you raid the fridge while you're at it? Oh thanks, this will do for now. Ah, I get it. You want to play spin the bottle. Sure, we just gotta empty it out first. I assume you don't mean emptying it into the sink. Of course not. That'd be a terrible waste. A terrible waste of the second cheapest wine from the store. I don't know how you humans are with stuff like that, but here we don't throw away perfectly good things. I'm not sure this wine would qualify as perfectly good. Hey, at least it's not the absolute bottom of the barrel. Are you going to help me with this or not? Yeah, sure. Alright, let's make it one glass for you and the rest for me. You think that's fair? If I had to guess, I'd say I weigh 5-10 times as much as you do. This is as fair as it gets. If you say so. I opened the kitchen cabinet to find an appropriate vessel for Bryce, but when I turned around to ask him about it, he had already opened the bottle and was suckling on it like a baby. I suppose that means I won't have to do any dishes. How does it taste? Like wine, I guess. Cheap wine. Besides, I thought you were more of a beer person. Hey, I'd take what I can get. Just a few minutes later, the bottle has been emptied completely. I'm not sure if drinking like a dragon is a phrase, but if it isn't, it should be. Hey, not everyone can drink like me. I say. And now we can finally play spin the bottle. Don't need more people for that. Damn, you're right. Now I drank all of this for nothing. Somehow I think the whole spin the bottle thing was just an excuse so you could drink the wine. What? I would never do such a thing. Of course not. We could still play it, just with the two of us. At that point, we wouldn't even need a bottle anymore. Come on, what is your sense of funness? Is that even a word? We're here to relax, you should lighten up a bit. It's been hard to lighten up when given everything that's happened here. If anything, it's worse now than it's ever been. As his actions are threatening our agreement, and with it, the survival of everyone I know back home. But really, what really takes the cake is that he may have found out for me because I'm helping all of you. You want to have this conversation right now? Alright, let's have it. Just let it all out. Yeah, why don't we talk about Maverick? He may have it out for me because he thinks I'm working with Reza. And me, I'm just here right in the middle of this whole mess, just trying to make the best of it. You know, you're only involved in the investigation because we needed your help, right? I know, and I'm doing what I can, but that doesn't mean it's making the situation any easier. You think I don't know that? Me, the one responsible for every action our police is taking in this matter. If you want to go ahead and blame someone, just blame me. I can take it. I'm not blaming you, I'm just saying this whole situation is something I'm not very comfortable with. And whose responsibility is that, huh? However you look at it, it's me. I was the one who listened to Maverick back when he had his suspicions about Reza. If we had acted then, this whole thing might have not spiraled out of control like it did. And despite what you might think about him, he was the one who found Reza's hideout, even after I forced him to take sick leave. We were practically at Reza's front door, and he still got away somehow. If I had done something different, we might have caught him. Let this be my official apology to you. I apologize for everything I might have done to wrong you. I'm sorry for putting you through all of this and having to involve you in our work while trying to fix this whole mess, because in the end, this is all my responsibility. You don't need to apologize for anything. He hurled the empty bottle against the wall in the other side of the room where it shattered into pieces. Then what do you want me to do, huh? I don't know. Do you think it's easy for me, seeing so many people die in my watch? Do you think I don't keep asking myself the same questions, what I could have done differently? And if that would have made a difference? You think as chief, I'd be used to it by now, but I'm not. How could someone ever get used to this? It's my duty, you know. But I can't save them all. Never could. You'd been to more than just the crime scenes by now. How have you remained so calm? Do all those who've died not matter to you? I'm sorry for making you look at the corpse on your bed first day here. But you know I had to. Your help here has been invaluable. It's not like I could ask anyone else. It's the same for me, really. Sure, they could ask someone else to be chief. But if I'm the one who's best suited for my job, who am I to reject that? Otherwise, I'd have to blame myself for every mistake the other chief made. Is that why you drink? It might come as a surprise, but... Actually, the alcoholic police chief used to be a huge stereotype in our world. Really? You wouldn't believe it. Actually, I do. There's research about alcoholism in the police forces out there, but the general populace doesn't know about it. It's all just internal documents. Why don't people know? They don't want to know about unhappy things like that. Besides, they trust their chief. If they knew about it, maybe they'd start to have their doubts. I thought it was common knowledge that you visit the bar fairly often. Often enough that you're friends with the bartender. I don't know. Maybe they don't realize how it affects me. They see someone who can drink a lot and does it for fun. They don't realize what it means. Another stereotypes about the police are there in your world. That's the biggest one. I see. Well, alcoholism and suicide are both huge problems in law enforcement. Suicide? Yeah. If you have to deal with the things we do on a daily basis, it can affect you in pretty bad ways. Everyone has their breaking point. We all just cope on our own different ways. Some do it better than others. That's why I'm worried about Maverick right now, and why I wish you'd known him as long as I have. You think he's at his breaking point? He's taking this whole Reza situation very personally. I'm just worried about him, you know. Just like I'm worried about everyone else until we can sort this whole mess. It's personal for me too. No matter what you think about Maverick or what he may think of you, he still found Reza's hideout, which led us to the generators. I guess you have both helped a lot in this investigation. My point with all this is, we're all a very tight-knit group at the police station. Me, Sebastian, Maverick, Naomi. The bond we form on the job is how we look out for each other. I can tell there is nothing else quite like it. What do you think? How many more have died to stop Reza? If anything, he's more dangerous now than he's ever been before. You know how much depends on this, how all it turns out. Whatever happens, I'm just glad to have known you. Remember when I told you about the wooden models I'm making? I never told anyone else about that. As much as I like everyone in the department, it's just not something I could talk about with them. You saw us at the barbecue. I never hear the end of it. Sorry about the bottle, by the way. I'd clean it up, but... Don't worry about it, it was empty anyways. That's the Kaiser I like. Oh, you won't believe what happened with Emra at work. What did? Well, I did what you told me and played along with her. She asked me for a massage again a while ago, and you gave her a massage? Honestly, I have no idea what I did. I don't know how to give a massage, so I just pressed and rubbed her here and there. What did she do? Well, she seemed to like it a lot. There was a lot of grunting and moaning, plus she gave me a lot of compliments. I guess there was a lot of tension she needed to get rid of. She should visit a massage parlor then. They have people there who do way more qualified than I am. Do they? Yeah, usually it's those who have the hands better than I do. But then she doesn't really want that massage anyway, she just wants me. What are you going to do next? I don't know. After I gave her the massage, she just told me to go home, and I took the rest of the day off. After the next day, she acted like nothing happened. Did she deny that it happened? No, I didn't even bring it up. We just went on with work as usual. Strange. I got the feeling she might ask me to do it again soon. And what will you do then? I'd probably just do it again. If I can get the day off, I can at least go back to the department and work on the case a bit instead of doing nothing in her office all day. Good point. It makes for an interesting story, that's for sure. True. Can I ask you something? Go ahead. If I told you that I'm a time traveler from the future, what would you say? Time travel? Isn't that something that just happens in bad science fiction novels? Why only bad science fiction novels in particular? Don't you think there could be a good one? Let's just say all science fiction novels, because they're bad. Huge generalization aside, what if we are in a science fiction story and time travelers are real? I'd want to see some proof of it first. That's not something you come across every day, after all. What if I could fight it into you as a friend? You still have to show me some proof, or else I'd call you out on the joke. What if I was serious? Well, it's pretty far out. That's the kind of thing someone would make up to scam people for their money, or something like that. Alright, let's forget about time travelers. What if I told you there was another human here besides Reza and me? This is getting kind of weird, Kaiser. Just entertain me for this question. Well, unless you have some sort of proof, I'd call you crazy. As a member of law enforcement, are you supposed to follow up on every report? Yes, but that doesn't mean we have to believe everything. If there is no proof, we'll look for proof. If we don't find some, well, without any proof our leads to follow, there's nothing we can do anyway. I see. By the way, when you and Sebastian went to the farmhouse to go after Reza, you just left me alone with Maverick in the same room. I did? Yeah, I was right there for a few seconds. Don't you worry about them. You mentioned that you had a talk with him about a week ago, and that didn't end badly for you either. He might be scary, but I don't think you need to be afraid of him. He's got a very strong sense of justice, so he wouldn't do anything to you without a good reason. When we were alone, we had an opportunity to talk where he made his position very clear. Did he threaten you? No, I was honest with him, and in turn, I think he was honest with me as well. Oh, really? Yeah, I had nothing to hide if he was willing to talk. I wasn't going to turn down the opportunity. How'd it go? I think he doesn't suspect me as much anymore. Guess leaving you alone with him wasn't such a bad thing after all. I suppose you could say so. I just did. What's that outside? Fireworks? Yeah, must be the summer festival. You wanted to get out of your apartment, and rather than go to the festival, you came here. The festival isn't really anything special for me anymore. Seen one, seen them all. Besides, it's usually more a thing for families, really. I see. Oh, there's the fireworks people keep talking about. No, they have a fireworks show every evening. Nobody really even cares about the first couple of days. It's only on the last day where they bring out the big ones. I usually watch those. Ah, so if there's big explosions, then you care. Well, yeah. But it's a big tradition here. Maybe even a ideological one. You know, everyone in the little town unite under the stars. Watching the beautiful fireworks is a thing. People have been telling me for the last few days how I just have to see them. You know, you kinda owe it to us ambassador to take part in a cultural event like that. I'm going to anyway, so you don't need to convince me. Wanna come with me? I know all the good viewing spots. Most of the popular ones are usually super crowded, and we probably want to avoid those. I can't really promise anything right now, but I'll keep it in mind. Well, you've got my number, so let me know as soon as you can. Sure thing. You know, those fireworks are also often a couple thing. I'm not surprised. I think it's set the mood for a romantic evening. Well, they're still going on outside now. Are you saying you want to go outside and watch? No, I'm saying we can take this conversation elsewhere, namely the bedroom. The bedroom here is nothing special, I can assure you of that. Well, it's better than the one I have right now. You know, when you slept over last time, and we shared the couch, I took it as a sign. Did that mean anything to you? Or was that just two friends sharing a couch that was clearly too small for two people who just wanted to stay friends? You meant exactly what you thought it meant. Why don't we make this a little more romantic then? Share a glass of wine and see where the evening takes us. I should have another bottle in the kitchen. I'll go fetch it. Sure thing. I went to the kitchen to fetch a bottle of wine and two appropriate vessels, wondering how Bryce would manage a wine glass. When I returned from the kitchen, however, I was met with an unexpected sight. Oh my. Bryce swung to his feet, a somewhat embarrassed look on his face. What is it? No, that was fine. Don't stop. Not something you've seen here before, huh? Not like that. And then, especially with my kind, they are. Well, I think you could see what I mean. Do you just want to stand there and keep staring? Nah. Then why don't you come a little closer? Alright then. Another free day, yay me. Oh boy, after that. Yeah, I need to take a fucking break. Also, I'm way over my fucking time. But that was fan-fucking-tastic. Holy shit. I'll see you next time.